All right, it is the day that you guys have been waiting for. Happy Tuesday, guys. We are live from the Flow Studio, and we hope that you're having a great day and a great start to your week. Feliz martes, ¿cómo están todos? Espero que todos estén bien. Y aquí estamos para el gran estreno. Tenemos algo nuevo y muy emocionado para enseñarles a ustedes. We have something really cool and awesome to show you guys. We're very excited, and I hope that you guys stay for the entire live because you do not want to miss this. So, right off the bat, if it's your first time coming on the live, join us. Hey, well, welcome. My name's Danny. Sam's here. Woo! We have John here that's going to walk in a little bit and join us to talk about what we have here planned for you and showing what we have for you guys. So again, we welcome you guys, please. And also, if it's your first time, I got the thumbs up. Great. Let us know where you're watching from. We have this whole thing. We're trying to cross off states as we go live, and we got a pretty good amount of states crossed off. So if you haven't participated, please let us know where you're watching from. Please let us know if it's your first time. If it is your first time, we actually go live every Tuesday here on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram, and I believe sometimes even TikTok if TikTok is playing nice. We don't know.
It just depends on TikTok.
Correct. Yeah.
You know.
So we're live. We're live everywhere. So
yeah.
We come on here every Tuesday and we craft. And today we have a special one because, like I said, we have something exciting to show you guys. So again. If you have questions along the way, make sure you ask them. We're here for you guys. So yes, very, very exciting news. Yes, Sam.
So good news. We are live on TikTok.
Hey.
And there's someone from Wyoming on TikTok.
Wyoming, welcome from welcome. ¿Y cómo están todos? ¿Cómo están? Todos están emocionados porque nosotros estamos bien emocionados para enseñarles algo nuevo que aquí tenemos y espero que les vaya a gustar. Han estado esperando ya varios tiempo para esto. Si nos siguen preguntando que si tienen esto, van a tener esto y cuándo y por qué no lo tienen, well, va a ser hoy es el día. So yes, Dan, what's up?
We got a lot of people hopping on from everywhere, but a lot of first timers specifically.
Great.
So thanks for being here, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a first timer, Sharon from Minnesota, and another one from Florida. That's Adonis.
Hi, welcome.
A first time from Michigan as well, Cynthia.
Welcome, and I'm glad you guys are catching the live. Like I mentioned, we go live every Tuesday. By any chance, how did we get to your feed? Was it something that maybe you saw earlier at another live that we were on that Sam was part of earlier today? That was awesome. We were at the oh my god, Lasercraft Fest. Yes, I was gonna say yeah.
All
we were
day.
Live, all day. Sam went and was on there live. She crafted an Easter basket, which is awesome. We used a true flat. We used sublimation paper, our sublimation paper, I should say, and it was awesome. It was great. So if you did watch from there and you're jumping from there, thank you. We appreciate that. We welcome you in. Again, we're here live every Tuesday. What's up?
IB Cam said definitely from the Lasercraft Fest Lounge.
There you go. Awesome.
And then we actually saw one listening from Morocco too now.
Morocco. Wow. Yeah. All right. Are we gonna have to extend? Are we gonna have to extend that list and see where else from? Yeah. All right.
And then my friend Nadine, she said that where was it? She was born in New Jersey. Can you count that one too? Ha ha
ha. We'll count it just for you. Absolutely. But real quick, anything that we need to cover before we start, Sam?
Johnny just got a shout out.
Johnny?
Yeah, he hasn't even been on the live in like 3 lives, but people are still missing that one. So listen, great job, Johnny.
I know this is if you missed the lives, don't worry because you can go rewatch them on our YouTube channel. They'll replay there. But yes, Johnny has been on the lives as a guest and has shown us and teach all of us some great tricks. He's a great the stuff that he creates and engraves. It's amazing. So if you don't give him a follow, please go to his social medias and give him a follow. Check out the stuff that he does. It's just amazing, the stuff that he does. Yes, what's up, Sam?
I was gonna say if I could say anything about Johnny's segment, I'll just say Bing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we got a bunch more new timers. They said that they got a text.
Awesome.
Some of them. So I'm glad you got that text. And then our friend from Forgot Noya saying hello again.
Why are you
and then Nadine said the first time she found us was at Lasercraft Fest last year.
Well, guess what? You're going to be able to see us there again this year. So should be a lot of fun, but that is something that's coming up in August, and we hope to see you there, and we hope to see not just a few. We want to see all of you guys. Make sure you guys come and say hi, and it's always a pleasure to see you guys. Yes, Sam.
Okay, and I also have to mention you have a lot of Cali friends on.
Hey,
I know you're a Cali guy.
That's right.
One of them said that they're ready, but they said it in Spanish. So
¿Estás listo? Ya, ¿están listos?
Nosotros
estamos listos también. Entonces, lo que vamos a hacer, lo voy a empezar ahorita, is, let's just get started. Let's stop wasting time because I know there's a lot of things that we're going to have to cover.
One more.
Uno más?
Yeah.
Uno más.
Sí. Uno más para Mel. Because so we got 2 comments come in. One said shout out to Mel, she's amazing with customer care.
Hey.
And then we got one shortly after said I second that about Mel.
There you go, Mel. Yes, Mel does a great job. She handles our customer service, and she is she's what holds it together up there for customer service. So thank you. Let's give her in the chat. Let's give her a little clap there, and some emojis to give her some love. But all right, cool. So let's go. Let's get it started. So I'm gonna turn around real quick, and I'm gonna show you guys what we have here in store for you guys. And a lot of you guys have been asking for these for quite a while and asking why don't we have these. Oh, there they are. Yeah, right there and then. But anyways, check this out. We have our new 20-ounce classic tumbler. It comes in all these beautiful colors that you see right there. Well, kind of. If you can switch it to the other camera.
Oh, yep.
Please.
I was typing.
Well, let me switch it more. Hold on. You see all these colors here, introducing also 3 new colors that we're going to have available for you guys that are available right now.
Well, maybe.
They should be available for you now. Introducing the new color of that baby blue right in the middle right there, that dark blue to the side of it, and then the maroon color. That is those 3 new colors. And then we have our traditional colors up there, as you can see, with the white that I have here holding in my hand. We have the black, the orange, green, purple, teal, red, blue, yellow, pink. So check that out right there. That is awesome. So esto es el nuevo 20 onzas vaso que tenemos ahora disponible en la.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Ese es el nuevo vaso que tenemos de 20 onzas. La misma tapa con la misma mano. Se puede hacer igual. Okay. Igualito. So again, todo es igual. Solo que esto, recuérdense que cuando van a ordenar, esto solo cabe para el vaso de 20 onzas. No va a caber en el 30 o el 40 porque es diferente en modo. All right. So again, you guys are these are available on the site. You guys have been waiting for it. And again, introducing the 3 new colors that we have for you guys. So what do you guys think? What's up, Sam?
Well, we got a bunch of people who just joined from TikTok. So thank you, TikTok.
Hey, TikTok. Keep liking and sharing the live.
And then I wanted to ask people's favorite colors. So I've been asking in the chat.
Okay.
What we're getting so far is our friend Ashley, your bestie.
Hey, bestie.
Says navy and maroon.
Yeah.
The Stubborn Bull says the 3 in the front.
The 3 in the front, which is
the 3 new ones.
The 3 new ones. Good call. Yes.
And then Sarah loves the pink. Frisky Squirrel loves the teal. Nitty wants the pink as well, of course. Joe loves that blue. Maybe the navy, I'm thinking.
The navy. So let's take a look at those 2 actually real quick because they are very different. This is our traditional blue, as you could see. Okay. And then this is the new navy that we have now. So 2 different shades of blue. You could big difference, right? So, but yes, I am digging this navy right here. I like it. All right. With that said, I am going to go ahead and keep this train moving, and I'm going to hand it off to the man, the legend himself. John is here, and again, please stomp him. Ask whatever questions you guys want. This is the time for you guys to do it. I'm sure he'll have an answer. If not, I'm sure he'll make one up. But he's here, you guys. Go ahead and welcome John. Let's all give him a round of applause for being here.
All righty. Hello. I heard that there were folks here from a lot of new. Okay. All right. What you got?
Okay. So Ashley wants you to feel loved because she's tuning in from Disneyland.
What?
I also have to give my friend Jasmine a shout out. We haven't seen her in a bit. Hola, Yasmin. ¿Cómo estás? And then people want to know how these are engraving. They're saying, yay, no handles in the way. They're loving the navy. They're loving the colors. And Sharon wants John Deere green.
The Deere green has been, I know a lot of folks have been asking for it, but before we get started in that, I just wanted to introduce myself. I know there's a lot of people here. A lot of folks might know who I am. Maybe a lot of folks don't. So my name is John. I'm one of the founders of MakerFlo. And we actually founded MakerFlo something like pre-COVID in Marc's garage. And We kind of grew out of, we had a laser business before that. We actually started as an Etsy shop when Etsy was like first founded. So on Etsy alone, Mark and I have done over $15 million in revenue. So we've actually, we've had a lot of success on Etsy itself, and we've done a lot of business on Etsy, and we know the platform inside out. But the reason I tell you that is because we've built these products at MakerFlo, having that success on Etsy and now other platforms. So, at MakerFlo, we're really grateful that we've had all these experiences, because we can now make products for you based on those experiences, right? We're not just like a random person going to Alibaba ordering random things because a factory told us that, hey, this is great for laser engraving. So Mark and I, Mark again, who's my business partner, we basically started a few years out of college, and like I said, we started out of a garage, and now we're here. So all these products we make, there's a reason for it. There's a rhyme and reason for it. Everything from the boxes, the color of the boxes, the window on the boxes, there's a story behind it. So feel free to ask, and feel free to comment on anything. If you're a troll here, feel free to troll me. I'm totally down for it. I've told Sam over and over again to pull up the comment if you're trolling me. It's totally cool. We've been through hell and back. I've been held at gunpoint. Real fun stories. So it's all good. Like I want to make sure that this is an open platform, and you guys can ask all the questions you can. But what I'm really here for, and the reason for this product and this product line and the MakerTwist product line, is we have had so many folks over the years that have kind of asked us, how do we grow our business? How do we be profitable on the business? How do we grow our business? What do we do? What do we get more business? How do I get my foot traffic, local business, online business? And we've started coming on the lives because I feel like Mark and I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience where we can really help. And so we build our products based on that. And we're here to talk about, anything that you want to, free to ask away. So we're kind of an open book. But this is why we come on lives. Mark and I come on here quite often, almost twice a month. Every Tuesday, make sure 4:30 Arizona time, we're live. So make sure you're joining us for the lives. And what we really want to do is help you build a successful and profitable business. That's our goal. And for us, we're doing it through product. And we're really hoping through these lives, we can connect with you and help you in any other way possible. But Sam, go ahead. I saw you raising your hand.
Yeah. So there's a few things. One, we have a friend watching from Tucson, Arizona. Just come to the studio next time.
Come to the studio. There's a seat right here. If anyone wants to come to the lives, you can come live to the lives and watch us.
And then we're also getting some comments about, I asked everyone what cup we should engrave. Danny's going to set up a cup to engrave behind you. The most popular request was navy, which we actually already have done, so we can just show them that. Second was maroon.
Cool.
So if you want to show them the navy one, you're welcome to, because they wanted to see what it looks like engraved. And then someone said they don't see a wedding ring. Are you single? You said you want the trolls. There you go. I'm not kidding.
No, I'm not single, but I'm not married either. So, but anyways,
so Judgy Judy, there's a chance.
Yeah. But anyways, but here, so let me show you. Let's go to this camera real quick. It'd be a little bit easier. There we go. So you guys see all these colors, and that's the navy color. So I do want to put these three colors side by side. That way you guys can kind of get an idea on what the two blues look like. So come right there. Okay. So I'm going to kind of show you guys. So this is black. The middle is navy, and the right is blue. So you guys can see between it's really difficult, because if you just see the navy, it looks so black, but you can see that there are three different shades. And the reason we came out with the navy one is because it's really popular for school colors. So that's kind of why it came out. Now, as far as what it looks like, let me show you what the navy engraves like. So if you look right here, that's kind of what the navy engraves like. So it's clean. And we've made these tumblers so they're easy to engrave. And Sam, can you tell us what laser these have been engraved on?
I sure can. It was the F2 Ultra.
It's the F2 Ultra. So Sam used the X Tools F2 Ultra. However, you can do these on the F1 as well. It just takes a little bit longer. You might have to do multiple passes, but you can get the same results with the F1 if you have the F1. So talk to me, Sam.
So you're getting a lot of people checking in. One, there's a lot of people that are in Arizona that are just kind of connecting with each other, like Blazing Edge Studios. It looks like a few other people, Stubborn Bull Customs. They're also saying that we're trying to get you in trouble. They're enjoying making you blush. And they would like handles for the 30-ounce tumbler.
Handles for a 30-ounce tumbler?
Black ones.
Oh, they're out of stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black ones are coming, so they're on the way. So don't worry about that. That will be coming. They're should be here in about 4 to 5 weeks. So, but it gives you an opportunity to pick other colors for the tumblers, and it gives you another opportunity to make sure that that you're testing that market a little bit more and not going the black on black and doing different colors. So make sure that you're doing that, because that is, you know, the purpose we built these tumblers for, is for the mix and match handle and tumblers. Yeah.
We're also getting people on TikTok asking, is this a new style and design for the 20 ounce? Which is an interesting question.
Yeah, I appreciate that question. So this is a new style that MakerFlo is offering in their product line, but it has existed. What is new about this style that you can finally do is that you have the MakerTwist handle. So if you're not familiar with the MakerTwist handle, it's actually a patent pending handle that we have. And believe it or not, it's something that Mark and I drew up on a phone. And it's something that our factories made happen. And now we are, you know, now we're the ones that, you know, are offering that MakerTwist system. So the way this works, real quick, if you just walked in, is anything that says MakerTwist, you simply can make the handles removable. So the handles just come off, and there's no hinges, there's no notches, there's nothing in your way, and you can do full wrap laser engraving. You can do whatever you want. And the coolest part about this system is you can literally remove the lid, and if you do not want the handle, you just put the lid on top. So you have the option to sell the tumblers with or without the handle. And I think that's what makes it super cool. And this is how you can make the colors different, and you can mix and match the handles to the handles to the tumblers. So you can go both ways with it. So technically, let's say if you have 13 different colors of tumblers and you have 13 handles, if you do 13 times 13, you have 169, I think, different options that you can actually offer if you just held those colors. So that's what really makes it very cool to have the MakerTwist system. Yeah, what questions do we have?
So we had somebody asking for settings for the F2 Ultra for this, which I'm gonna have to ask Danny to yell over to me because I don't have them memorized just yet.
Is it on the set? So guys, we do have a settings library.
So the F2 Ultra is not on there.
Okay, so we do have a settings library on. We try our best to have as many machines as we can. If you go to our product listings, there should be settings. If we sometimes don't have the settings, we try and do our best to add them. But what a lot of folks don't understand is, especially a lot of folks that are new, is there's hundreds of machines out there. And what makes it even more difficult, is, let's say if you just go to an Aeon or X tool, they not only have different styles, but they have different powers and wattages. So one company can have 20 different, and it's very difficult to get every model and every wattage. So what we always ask folks to do, even if we have our own settings, is to run a power grid. So if we even go and find settings on our website, make sure you're using settings around there to do a power grid.
Depending on the grid array?
Or the grid array, yeah. And if you have the X tools, they already have the grid array. I think the WeCreate has a grid array, but some of the older machines, like I don't know if the Aeon has it, but you can make your own grid array, and you can kind of test different settings. The settings that we have on the website are all starting settings. You can use those settings, but sometimes for the same machine, it might not work for you. And it could be anything from the power of your tube is lower, your lens is not as great shape as somebody else's. So sometimes the settings don't really fit every single machine, and you might just have to play around with it. So make sure you're doing that. But if we have the F2 Ultra settings, as we'll have it, as Danny's doing it, we'll make sure to update it on the website. Just scroll down and you'll see the settings on our products. Yeah.
So power 75, speed 300.
Yep.
Lines per centimeter.
And then lines per centimeter is 120.
And one pass, right?
And one pass, yeah.
One pass.
Cool.
Very cool.
So as Danny's setting that up, we'll probably move the camera so you guys can see, how the setup looks. He's actually using the rotary on the F2 Ultra. So as you can see from this camera, he's using the rotary for the F2 Ultra. He's setting it up, and he's currently moving it to check where the engraving is going to be. He's already made sure that it's focused. And all he has to do now is basically hit play once everything is sort of ready, and he's going to close that lid a little bit so we can see it. Is it going to be blue light?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be blue light. So I'm going to walk away a little bit.
Don't look into the light.
And you'll see that it's being engraved. So we're not going to go close to it because it is blue light. It's not a great idea to be close to that blue light. So, but as you guys can see, it's on the rotary and it's currently being engraved. We'll see how long it takes to get engraved so we can run some profitability numbers. Yeah, Sam.
So we've got somebody saying, I started downloading the spec sheets for what I have and started making my own similar ones to other items that I have or sell. Putting all of that in a binder and printed on photo paper. Much appreciated.
Oh, good. Awesome. Yeah, so we have the sell sheets. If you guys don't know about the sell sheets, if you go under MakerFlo Pro, we do have sell sheets. And what they are is it's a preview of the product with all the spec data on it. All you have to do is just add a company's logo and send it to them for marketing. But in this case, you can actually use the sell sheet to make a catalog of your own. Now, if you don't have that, we actually have a digital catalog as well. And you guys can grab the digital catalog. It has all our products in the catalog. We might be a little bit behind on some of the newer ones, but it gives you an opportunity to basically go file and print the pages that you carry and create your own catalog. So we have a catalog and we have the sell sheets. They're all free. So make sure that you're using that and abusing that for MakerFlo. And they're all, they do not have MakerFlo written on them, so you can use them as your own. Yeah.
So we've got a couple people on here asking about just the different settings. So we've got those put in there. They were also asking, is it varying from color to color? So the reason why I wanted to test it first is because I tested those settings on the navy tumbler. So those are what worked for my navy tumbler. We just did it on the maroon, and I think it looks pretty good, but we're about to take a closer look.
So how long did that take?
36 seconds.
36 seconds on an F2 Ultra.
So again,
not bad at all.
The size of the design, keep in mind the machine as well, but that was 32 seconds for us using the Ultra and the logo. And what I did too was before I even engraved it, I actually pictured where I wanted my engraving to be. So then I marked it. I marked it right up top, making sure that my handle was going to sit there right where my engraving was going to end up. And as you can see, hold on. Hold on.
It doesn't sit right when you want it to.
Sorry, there it is.
Perfect.
Super cool. So you said it was 36 seconds?
36 seconds.
So if you just multiply that by 4. Yeah, Sam, go ahead.
So someone asked earlier, and I apologize, I missed the question, if you can UV DTF on them.
Awesome.
Do you want to show them if they can do that?
Yeah. So Sam has these wonderful examples. So these right here are 20-ounce tumblers that are UV DTF. So as you guys can see, these look absolutely awesome. They're in full color. This one is not. Obviously, this is all black, but this one has a little bit of color. So if you guys are doing UV DTF, these are UV DTF stickers, and you guys can definitely apply UV DTF. Now, you don't have to apply the UV DTF just for the tumbler. You can actually apply it on the handles as well. So if you're really personalizing it, you can add somebody's name on the top handle and do a design. And the cool thing, the fact that we don't have notches, the fact that we don't have hinges, we don't have any of that, is you could do a full wrap on the UV DTF. So that's one of the cool things that you can do. And if you're doing UV printing, if you have a UV printer, you guys can actually do UV printing as well. So you can either do a partial UV print or you can UV print the whole tumbler. It's totally up to you. So you can do a lot with the tumblers. If you're doing UV printing, I know that this is a little bit tapered. So as you guys can see, the tumbler wall right here, it's not exactly straight. It's there you go. It's a little bit taper. So just because he has that, let me see it. Not that it's gonna matter because I'm free holding it, but
calling me out, that's why she called me out saying that I need to level it. I did.
It's the angle. It was the angle.
So as you guys can see, this is about straight, but you can see at the bottom it's angled. So the tumbler is angled, but with UV printing, all you have to do is just level it while it's straight, and you can do a full wrap on a UV printer or do a quarter wrap or whatever you guys want to do. Yeah.
Okay, so they're asking a few questions.
Yes.
One, they're asking for the size of that. They're asking if it's tapered. Oh, that was our friends, the Coleman twins, by the way.
Yeah.
And then someone else is asking, is this the same as the regular 20-ounce stainless steel tumbler?
Okay. So as for the sizing goes, we should have you should have the sizes already written on the listing. So if you go to
how many ounces?
It's 20 ounces, and the handle adds about I think it's 2 to 3 ounces. So it's like 22, 23 ounces, depending on how high you want to really fill it. So The reason why I say that is because a lot of folks have argued with me. I added, ice up until this amount, and this much liquid did fit or didn't fit. So it just kind of all depends. But you should be able to add about 22 ounces of liquid or so. And if you're adding other things in it, it might be less or more. So, but that lid does, the handle does add a little bit of ounceage to the tumbler. If you don't use the handle, it's about 20 ounces. Yeah.
Yeah, so people were asking too, like for the diameter, things like that. And as you stated, it is on the website. So if you guys are looking on MakerFlo.com right now, just look for the 20-ounce powder-coated stainless, and you'll be able to see as well the diameter on there.
Correct.
For those who like the perimeter, like me, it's 11, just so you know.
Yeah. So we do have the dimensions written. Just scroll down. You'll see like the details. Usually we have everything from the dimensions of the tumbler. We have dimensions of the single boxes and the dimension of the cases. So we have all those dimensions written out. And so it's super important that you, that you scroll down and look. It's usually towards the bottom right with all the details basically. So make sure you check that out. We are doing as much as we can to offer as many resources as possible. So make sure that you're doing that. And if there is something missing or something you'd like to see, always feel free to reach out to us and be like, hey, it'd be great if you guys had this. Yes, Sam.
I have some good news for you.
Yes.
First, I'm going to tell you there's a lot of compliments about the size and shape. They love that it's not a 20 skinny. They're so excited that it has the new twist off tumbler or twist off handle. But what's more exciting is our friend Kate just messaged us and let us know that something is live right now that you asked me to tell you about.
Cool. Well, awesome. I'll announce that in a bit. So that's awesome. So with the 20 ounce, I think it's one of those. There's a funny story. We actually, in the first tumbler that we ever introduced at MakerFlo, which was pre-COVID, was actually the 20 ounce. And funnily enough, it was actually this color. And so the pink was like pink and black was the two colors that we had initially introduced. And we actually got rid of it because they weren't selling as well. But in the last 4 years, it's been super. It's like one of the top things that people have been really after is, can you introduce the 20 ounce? And we have, we finally got it. So let me show you guys how the 20 ounce comes packaged. If you're new here, this is not only how our powder coated are packaged, but this is also how our stainless steel are packaged. This is also how our sublimation are packaged. So all our tumblers are packaged this way. So I'm just going to go through that real quick with you guys. So all our tumblers, yeah.
Can I interrupt you real quick for a
Yes.
question? They want to know, are there sublimation options yet for this?
Not yet, but it is being worked on. So we'll be working on that, and we'll also make sure that the templates and stuff are available. So absolutely.
Someone else is calling you out.
About?
They said, where are the rainbow hydros that are in the lobby?
Oh, well, you're not supposed to know about those or speak about those. Not yet, but soon. So
all right, Janelle, you heard him.
Not yet, but soon. So all our tumblers, just so you guys know, we have these tumblers and they come in these colorful boxes. A long time ago, once upon a time when Mark and I were, going at it, we used to customize anywhere from 1,500 to 5,000 tumblers a day. And we realized that, in the shop, it was very difficult, to have white boxes and figure out what was inside. So we were actually we were the first people to do colorful boxes because back then it was only white or brown boxes. And so we were like, hey, if we just made colorful boxes, it would be so much easier in the shop to just spot the boxes. But then the problem we ran into is when we were customizing the tumblers, we had to write on the box and it was ruining the boxes. So then we created the window to make sure that, when you were customized the tumbler, you could put it inside and you could see what was inside. So every tumbler, comes in these boxes. And basically, this is kind of how it looks like, once you customize and put it inside the box. So the cool thing about this system is we actually have a piece of foam, and the foam sits on the top. And the reason we did that, so this is kind of how it comes. So each one of these, but the reason we have the foam is because each of these MakerTwist tumblers actually has a notch on the side. And so what we've done is, the reason for the notch is so when we have the tumbler like this with the handle, it actually fits inside the box like this. So we've actually thought it through where you guys actually can fit it with or without the handle inside the same box. And the straw actually fits inside the tumbler, and you basically just put it down, and there you go. And that's how it looks. So each one of our MakerTwist tumblers that we have, this is kind of how it's packaged. That's how it comes. And when you guys put it all together, it really sets it off. It makes it retail ready, but at the same time, it makes you efficient in your shop or in your business, because we're all about, having run a big shop like that, having run, a commercial grade shop. Efficiencies are very important. Any kind of small wins you can get in your shop, it really adds up in the long run and makes you faster. So it's super important, and we're taking care of that for you, and we're not just randomly ordering the cheapest thing, because it really does not, it's not helpful in the long run. So what questions do we have, Sam?
So you're getting a lot of questions.
Yeah.
One, Janelle said she's seen them in the lobby for a while, so she wants you to get on that. And then somebody from Canada said hello in French.
Awesome.
I know enough of it to know that they're introducing themselves and that they're from Canada and that they want a sublimation package. But that's all I got. So I'm so sorry I don't speak French yet.
Okay.
And then we've got Betsy on here saying hello. She's really excited about this new product. So is Josh Perry. And then they're asking about an 18-ounce powder-coated hydro.
Awesome. Yeah, so we're slowly introducing, all our powder-coated lines. So it's a lot of SKUs to add to the warehouse. So believe it or not, the warehouse is currently still working on stocking these SKUs. It's a lot of work when it comes. So imagine like getting one of each color into your, warehouse. It's a lot. You have to figure out where everything goes. So it takes us a while to get everything situated, everything everywhere. So we are working on it. A kid's water bottle is something that is in our eyesight. So don't be surprised if that's probably one of the next sizes that we come out with. But we're also considering another product in the tumbler game for us to come out with in the future. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, go ahead, Sam.
So someone else was saying that their customers choose the MakerTwist system over any other tumbler that they offer.
Awesome.
That was Chaotic Chaos on TikTok.
Awesome.
And then we've got people in here asking, they said that they engraved some 30 ounces, but noticed the handle notch was on the opposite side. Has that recently changed?
No. So the cool thing about our handles, and
I actually did one with a double printing, so you can show too. The navy one.
Oh, yeah. Where is the navy one?
It's this one right here.
The one that I hid. Okay, so the cool thing about our tumblers is that they're ambidextrous. So what that means is that the handle and the lid can actually swap over, and they can go on the other side. So if you notice here, it says Sam Cat Crafts.
Who is that?
I wonder who that is. So, and then you can see back here, it just says MakerFlo. And I have this lid on, or the handle on. So she actually engraved it in different positions, but you could see that the handle is currently on for you guys, it would be the right side, right? It's on your right side. So I can actually take this and I just move the positioning. And as you can see, now it's on the opposite side. So the handle and the lid, you can actually swap, and you can turn them and flip them to the other side. So it's a huge advantage, because sometimes we screw up and engrave on the wrong side. In this case, it works out where you guys can actually swap it out, and it kind of works out to your advantage. So you can, and then the other advantage is, sometimes you have an engraving and maybe you don't want to see it. And you can just flip the handle on the other side, and now you don't see it, but the world does. So it's completely up to you. But that is how the lids and the handles work. It's very possible in the factory that, for a time being, they just put it the opposite way, but you can definitely flip-flop it. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
It does answer my question, but people are asking more questions now.
Let's go.
So they said, so there's no assorted box. They have to build a bundle.
Okay. Awesome. Great question. So Sam, I don't know if you want to post the link.
Yeah.
But Sam has a link for you, and we do have a assorted box, and the assorted box is live. And if you guys like this tumbler, there is a link that Sam's going to put up here. And we have a new landing page for sample packs. And the sample pack on this one is, there is a assorted bundle. It's 20% off. And you'll get all 13 colors and all 13 handles. So Sam's going to put that link up. If you guys want, that sample pack, something to test, something to try, something to put in your shop, something maybe for Etsy, or if you're selling on, Whatnot, TikTok Shop, TikTok Live, whatever it is, And if you guys want of each, you guys are more than welcome to go there. We usually only offer 20% off when you buy by the case, but our sample packs do come at 20% off. So when you go on that landing page, you're going to see sample packs for everything else. There are a few things that are sold out, so those sample packs aren't available. But if you were in the market to get something else at 20% off, it's a fantastic deal, because usually you would have to order, a case of the same color. But in this case, you can order an assortment, and we give you that additional 10% off. If you don't like our sample packs and you're like, well, I just want 5 of these tumblers, 5 of this jewelry, 5 of this laserette, you're more than welcome to build a bundle. And if you build a bundle, you can pick and choose your own items that you want, and we offer 10% off. And you can simply just add those to your cart. And once you get past 25 single items in your cart, it'll automatically knock off 10% in your cart. So you can do samples both ways. But the pre-made samples that are on that landing page that Sam has, we've already calculated the 20% off. We've already made the sample pack. So it's literally click and go. Yeah, Sam.
So Chaotic Chaos on TikTok wanted to say that they really appreciate that those tumblers can be used for righties or lefties. As lefties, they appreciate it a lot. And then your friend Mark just joined, so you have to make sure you're being serious, okay?
Yeah.
And then our friend Tim just joined too, one of our local buddies.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, the cool thing is Mark wasn't with me, so actually got away with wearing chanclas on the live.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of rules that I can break when Mark is not with me. So
well, he's here now.
Well,
so
it's too late
I'm
now.
glad you showed those.
Yeah, it's too late. It's very laid back over here. We run MakerFlo as a really laid back company. So we try to make sure that it's enjoyable and it's nothing like corporate life. So it's super important to us. Yes, Em.
We also have friends from Puerto Rico showing up.
All right.
They're now in North Carolina, but they want you to know that they're from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. I've been to Puerto Rico. Yeah. Beautiful place. I loved it. So yeah, that's awesome. I was in Puerto Rico. I went to the bioluminescence. It blew my mind. It was so awesome. So anyways, yeah, awesome. So the 20 ounce, make sure you get the sample packs. The 20 ounce, and I would say right now the 30 ounce, which let me show you. So the 20 ounce. Let me show you guys a few things.
And they want to make sure we're saying hello to Mel too. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So we've been working on our MakerTwist product line, as I mentioned to you guys, and that is a patent pending product line, right? And so as you notice here, I have a fistful of tumblers here, and let me go through every tumbler that is included in that product line. So this right here is our 30 ounce tumbler. And as you can see, Sam has UV DTF this. So with the matching handles, this is kind of what you can do. And it has its older big brother, which is 40 ounce. And so this is the bigger version. And the cool thing about the 30 and the 40 ounce is that the handles actually fit both the tumblers. So they're the same handle for the 30 and the 40 ounce. So we have both of these in the MakerTwist system. So if you go out there and like Mother's Day and Father's Day are coming, you can make a mom and dad tumbler set, or you can make a mom and daughter or dad and daughter. You can do a lot of different variations with this. However, let's say if the 40 ounce is too big, then the next tumbler that you can go with is the 220 ounce option. So this one, obviously we just launched today and it is currently live. And this one right here, we've had this one for a while and it just released. Now, I know that the 20 ounce right here looks glittery and we don't have nothing of this sort, but this is a tumbler that Sam did. You can take a powder coated one, and if you're like epoxy and resin person, you can make one of these yourself.
I want to say it started out as pink.
Oh, is that your base color?
I think the base color was pink.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you could make these if you do epoxy. If not, then we have these in powder coated, in sublimation, in stainless steel, with the MakerTwist system. So we have the 20 ounce, and then this is kind of what the new 20 ounce comparatively looks like. So it's not as tall, but it's wider. And this 20 ounce is definitely a lot more popular amongst men and women, whereas this one, the women tend to, like this one better. So this one is more, what's it called when both genders?
Neutral.
It's more neutral. Yeah. So yeah. What questions do you have?
Okay. So our friend, Enamorous.
Okay.
So they're saying they're still waiting for their question about the UV DTF prints on these new tumblers. And I definitely apologize. We're going through a lot here quick. We went over it once, but if you want to show them again, even the one you just had or that 20.
So let me show you both of them real quick. So UV-DTF, 100%. This is done with using UV-DTF. So you can definitely UV-DTF these. You can not only UV-DTF the tumblers, but you can actually UV-DTF the handles as well. So you can have multiple options. So one cool thing about UV-DTF that we did at a show was we actually did a tumbler bar. And now this makes the tumbler bar even more exciting. And what we had people do is we had people select their color handle, their color tumbler, and then we had UV-DTFs that we pre-printed. And the tumbler bar was crazy. I think we had like an hour line at the tumbler bar. And so people just selected that. And for $30, you could easily offer this where they're in power, they're in control. They can select what they want, what color combination they want, and the pre-prints you have. And then you basically have them apply it with you, or you apply it at the bar. So you can actually offer it now. And now with the MakerTwist system, you can offer it in multiple sizes. So there's no reason anybody would say no. And it just makes your entire booth that much more colorful. Because if you did it, you can have shelving in the back, and you can put all these colors of boxes and tumblers, and it looks absolutely wicked and really makes your booth stand out because it's so colorful. It actually draws a lot of people just for taking photos, and so you can make a lot of sale that way as well. So UV-DTF is absolutely wicked. And for anyone here that missed it, this is more of a UV printed. So it kind of looks similar, but you can see this one is UV printed. You can either do like a partial print, or you could do a full print. So you can run it either way. And again, the cool part about something like this is, let's say if you are doing a UV-DTF and your UV-DTF looks like this, the cool part about this is somebody could literally, four different people can grab this tumbler, and they can pick their own color of handle. So they can make it a pink handle, they can make it a black, a white, a teal, and an orange. We have all the colors. So even if it's the same print, you can have different tumblers just by selecting a different handle. So keep that in mind for like a tumbler bar. I think that's one of the, if you're working in those saturated markets and everyone is doing patches for hats, and you see a patch bar, well, there's really nobody doing a tumbler bar. And this is kind of an opportunity to go in there and do something different, especially with the twist off tumbler with the color matching. If you do a lot of schools, I mean, this is like hot for schools because you can color match school colors. So, and this is kind of why we, came up with the new color. So I know we've been in the live for a little while. So let's just really quickly introduce, if you have questions, let's go through questions, and I want to go through the new colors again.
Okay. So quickly, let's go through some questions. One, I have to just repeat this comment back. So Betsy said Boricua's in the house, and then Karin said the same thing. I gotta say, if you are one of our Latino friends, we just did a great episode of Hecho con Razón yesterday with Karin. So make sure you're checking that out on our Spanish podcast. I'm also seeing a lot of really talented creators in the chat. So thank you guys for being here, just from me to you.
Appreciate it.
And then we've got a couple of good notes in here. So Tim did say one note, make sure you already screw the handle on really well when you're doing your placement for your design. So that's great feedback. You don't want to like kind of put it on there. You want it all the way so you know where to line it up. And then we had another person asking about the shipping. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the screen for you because I know you love to answer these specifically. So they're asking about why shipping is high, especially in the same state. They love the products, but sometimes need to purchase certain products, and shipping seems to be the same across the board. So do you want to kind of get into how we do shipping?
Yeah, so I would need more information for that. So I'm going to drill through this as fast as we can. So we do have shipping free for the lower 48 above $99. So it's $99 and above. If your cart is $99 or more, it's free shipping in the lower 48 states. So Hawaii territories and Alaska, unfortunately, we can't offer the free shipping because the shipping costs are it's actually quite expensive to ship like singles or doubles. And I know a lot of folks have different, they say that, hey, go here and go there, and you might get it cheaper here or cheaper there. But for us to ship a single or a double or 2 or 3 or 4 units, it actually costs us a lot more because our picking costs, our packaging costs, and just the cost to ship 2 or 3 items is high by itself, but the shipping cost itself is high as well. So it's not extreme. Unfortunately, it's not that cheap to ship 2 items. And funnily enough, it's not that much more expensive to ship like 2 or 3 items as it is for us to ship 20 items. So the shipping costs at a lower quantity per unit ends up being more, and that's why the shipping cost is free after $99. So once you really get into it, you would kind of see that. But you might come to MakerFlo and there might be a couple items like, for example, sending glitter, right? If you're ordering like 2 bottles of glitter, you might say like, hey, why is the shipping so high? And the way we have worked our shipping out is it's a flat rate, and that way it stays an average for everybody. So you might be surprised that shipping 2 or 3 bottles might cost, X amount to send it here and an X amount to send it there. So it is a bit more complex, and it's even more complex than that, but we do try to make sure that it's as fair as possible. So for everyone across the 48 states, especially because it does get a little pricey when we start going to Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, Alaska, and Hawaii. Yeah.
I think that was pretty comprehensive. So our friends, the Coleman twins, are asking, you piqued their interest. The listing mentions the handle adds 3 ounces of capacity. Can you clarify what that means functionally?
Yeah. So basically, the listings for so basically when you have this tumbler, right, the tumbler is just like this. So if you look on the inside, there's a lot more volume on the inside of the lid. So when you add the handle, sorry, not the lid, the handle.
I do the same thing.
When you add the handle on the top, sorry, the straw is like coming in the way. There you go. When you add the handle on top, it's actually adding height to the tumbler. And so there's a little bit more volume on the top. So it's adding more ounces, meaning that you can add more liquid or more ice. Just make sure when you fill it to the top that you don't remove the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so make sure the handle's tight and you're just removing the lid. If you remove the handle, it'll spill. And we've already done testing where we add liquid to the top and we try to pour it to make sure that the gasket is good and it doesn't leak here. So it does add that volume to the top. And with the MakerTwist system, that's part of all the MakerTwist system. So whether it's the 20-ounce skinny, 30-ounce, 40-ounce, there's a bit of different volume. And the volumes will change between like 2.5, 3 ounces, maybe three and a little bit based on the size and the width of it. So the volume increases if it is wider. So the ounces will vary, but it does add a few ounces. And we really like that because we're in Arizona, it's blazing hot. I don't think anyone really fills their cup with like a third of ice. It's usually like 80% of ice.
I don't know. I use really big ice cubes because I'm trying to prove a point.
No, that's exactly, that's perfect. You use really big ice cubes and that takes up more volume. So we want to make sure that, if that many ounces, like in a 20, let's say 22, 23 ounces, if a Coke can is 12 ounces, we're basically thinking 10 ounces of that. Basically, almost half of your cup is going to be full of ice. So we're making sure that you can at least fit a 12-ounce can of Coke in there with a bunch of ice. Yeah.
A couple of things. So one, our friend Chaotic Chaos, they're saying that they love seeing their daily emails from you, John.
Oh, thank you.
And then our friend Joe is saying that he loves explaining that to customers. It makes it a great option to upsell with that handle.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, I'm so glad that you brought that up. And I think this is what I was kind of alluding to in the beginning of the live is that, when Mark and I build these products, when we develop these products, we have a lot of patent pending products. The goal and the idea for us is to actually build a product that if you just talk about it, it sells itself. So what that means is if you go to Amazon, and if you just buy a product, it's a generic, you're just going to get out and you're going to be like, oh yeah, here's the tumbler. And like, I'm going to sell it for $15 or $20. Well, Mark and I are like, okay, we want a tumbler that has so much of a story that by the time you get done, you should feel like, wow, this is not going to be $20. This is going to be like $30, right? It's almost like you convincing yourself when you're selling the tumbler that there's no way in hell I'm going to sell this for $15 or $20. I mean, this sounds like a $25, $30, product. And so this is why the Laserette have boxes. This is why the Laserette have the foam. This is why the tumblers come with the notch in the box, because believe it or not, you'll explain the entire tumbler with the box. What blows people away is that notch in the box. They're like, oh my God, you guys thought about everything, right? Mm-hmm. And we really want you guys to, and we know this because we've been in the game for so long. And so we're building products around that. We're building products around utility and not just something that we resell. And that's not the idea here. We're actually trying to add value and help you guys in making that sale, because that's what we hear the most from, all our makers is, How do I get more business? How do I raise my prices? How do I compete in a saturated market? Well, this is how you do it. You offer a product that's unique. You offer a product that's innovative. You offer a product that's different that you can't buy anywhere else. And you really bring it into your market. You bring it into your business, and you go out there, and it'll sell itself, and it'll really help you grow your business. So that's really the passion we come after, and that's what we make these blanks for. Yes, Sam.
I will say, to speak more to that, and people are in here saying the same thing, that they always use theirs with cold liquid at their shows to really show people that it works, right? So with my giant ice cubes, I'll fill mine with ice, and then people will come by, they'll ask, and I'll just clink it. Like, I'm like, you hear that? Do you see how hot it is out here? It's still doing this. So great points, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, the MakerTwist system has been awesome. I'm not really supposed to talk into too much detail about this.
They're already on to you.
Well, well, no, it's not even about that, but that I'll get to a little bit later. I'll drop that news a little bit later, right? Yeah.
They want to know, will the colored straws be available for sale separately?
Not at the moment, but maybe in the future, perhaps. Yeah. Yeah. It really complicates things with the straws. So that's something that we're thinking about on how to do, whether we just give a longest straw and you just cut it to size. Because offering that many straws in different sizes just creates a lot of SKUs, but it's something we have to be very cognizant
Make it like
of.
breakaway to where like you
that would
tear
be cool,
for the 20,
right?
30.
Yeah. that would be wild. But some of the cool things. So let me talk about this. I think this is, if you're out there and if you're still kind of like, I don't know what this MakerTwist system is. Yeah, go ahead.
They want to know if SNA has these mock-ups too.
Yeah. Are they in here?
No, the Coleman twins are asking.
Losers.
Wow.
SNA. They're not in the live. They should be speaking for them. Yeah, they should.
I thought you were talking about the Coleman twins.
No. They're cool. That's a good question. And to the twins, yeah, they do have it. They have it mocked up, and I saw the mock-ups because she was sharing it with me, and they're pretty wicked. So they should have it up and live and ready to go. So feel free to, if you guys don't know what the Coleman twins are talking about, there's a company called SNA. I don't know if you want to just put their name, SNA Digital. And if you go to SNA Digital, they actually take our products and they mock it up with different backgrounds. So the pictures are ready to go. So if you want to go on there and just grab the photos, and if you want to use it on your Etsy shop or Poshmark or wherever you're selling, they have pictures that are ready to go as product photography. And you're more than welcome to do that. So that's what they're talking about. So SNA Digital is their name, and Sam's going to put their
already in there.
Their link. Awesome. Their link in there, so you guys can go check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, if you guys are familiar with SNA, they did just recently post too in the MakerFlo group. So if you guys are not in that MakerFlo group that we have, that's a great place for you to go and kind of ask those businessy questions, go for inspiration, kind of reach out to other creators as well. But they kind of posted their services there. And if you go to the site I just posted, literally scroll, the second photo is one of our friends from SNA at the Success Lounge.
Awesome. Yeah. So there's a lot to talk about just about SNA themselves. They've been working with me actually, and we've discussing a lot about AI, AEO, GEO, SEO. So if you're planning to build your website, and you're kind of confused or you don't know what to do, make sure you go to their website and fill out their form and just have a conversation with them. They're really good people. They spoke in the MakerFlo Success Lounge at APA, and we're probably going to be doing that at Next Level Maker Conference in August, and they'll be speaking there as well. So there's a lot of things going on with AEO and GEO. And if you think that, hey, I don't have a website, doesn't matter to me, think again, because if you're on marketplaces, it matters. Because a lot of marketplaces are trying to work with Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, ChatGPT on how they can integrate their listings into ChatGPT. And it does matter. It will affect you. It'll affect you to the point where even if you have a brick and mortar with the Google directory, it might affect you. So make sure that you really understand what those are. If you're not sure, make sure you go and fill out that form and have the opportunity to kind of speak with them and talk about a website and things. And if there's one advice I would give about that is make sure to some extent you either have your Google directory completely optimized, which they can help you with, or you have a website that you're currently optimizing. It's gonna be super important. Yeah.
Google directory.
Oh, thank you. Google directory. So let's get back to MakerTwist. So I think a lot of folks think, I feel like a lot of folks don't take MakerTwist seriously. And the reason is it might feel a little gimmicky, or you might think like, well, what is this twist off, twist on multicolor thing? So I come with receipts. Yeah.
First, the Coleman twins did bring up a good comment.
Yes.
They're wanting to know what markets would be the best to start targeting with the 20-ounce tumblers. Kids, office, events, suggested pricing with and without the handles, please.
Yes. So, I'm so glad you brought that up. Suggested pricing. So on our listings now, we have a suggested MSRP range. You're more than welcome to go and check that out. For these tumblers, depending on how you're personalizing them, the reason we give ranges is because a lot of folks want to do full wraps. And if you're doing full wraps, you should really be charging a lot of money, because full wraps is like an 8-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute engraving, depending on what machine you have. And if I was anybody doing full wraps, I would charge $4 a minute. Like if you're selling singles, no question about it. And yeah, that's gonna be crazy pricing, but it takes that long to do it. So if I were you, like $4 a minute for full wraps, like no questions asked, right? But if you're simply going to markets, I would recommend without a handle for the 20-ounce to sell them for $25, and then offer a discount for multi. So if you're doing like 25 for one, I would do 2 for 40, right? And if you're gonna add the handle, I would add $5 more and sell it for 30. And I think for a market, that's a very good MSRP. I think that's a very competitive MSRP. And with everything you get with it, with a straw, if it's displayed properly, if it's marketed properly, you should not have a problem doing this. Now, why am I comfortable saying this? Well, the reason is because MakerFlo has tested this. So one thing that we learned, Mark and I used to have a women's business, and we used to sell women's shoes. And one of the things that the comments we got that we learned very early on in our business journey is that somebody asked me, like, how do you know what it feels like to wear heels? And I literally spent months putting on heels, and I learned that, well, first of all, I learned why do you guys wear 6-inch heels, especially pencil heels, and I found out that I found out many things, but it was not comfortable. So out of that experience,
many things about yourself.
I learned many things about ourselves. One thing being, I'm never wearing heels again. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if this was like Kismet, if it just happened at the same time, but this person's asking, are you selling Alibaba Express stuff? The reason why I say this is because you're kind of talking about this business that ended up going everywhere, but I mean, that's not where our stuff comes from. So if you want to kind of...
No. Yeah, and I talked about that before. If someone is on Alibaba Express selling this, let us know, because this is patent pending by us. And it is not Alibaba Express stuff. That is, we don't do catalog buying, which basically means that you go to a factory and you just buy whatever they have. These are all products that we've developed. So there's nothing that comes from Alibaba Express. And actually, funnily enough, Alibaba Express people won't even sell this because the price on these are going to be so expensive that people just don't do that. And if they do, it's going to be some inferior quality. And if they also do, we're going to probably send our lawyers to Alibaba Express to take those listings down, because these are patented products. So we don't play the AliExpress game. And funnily enough, the AliExpress, they have been after us to put MakerFlo products on there. And we actually, and Temu has as well. And we actually told them, no, like, well, we're not going to get on there because it doesn't represent our brand in any way. So, but coming back to the pricing real quick, the reason I told you about the shoe story is because the same way that we figured out about heels and selling to women and selling these shoes is the same way that MakerFlo did markets, right? We used to actually do markets, and Sam has come with us and everyone's come with us, and we've done these big markets. And at these markets, we used to sell tumblers, and we used to sell these tumblers for $30, $35 ourselves. And at these markets, on a 2-day market, we were generating $25,000, $35,000, $40,000. Now, keep in mind that we had, 4 different craft tables going. If you've come to a Pinners conference, you've probably seen us, and we've actually generated these numbers through the MakerFlo booth just to prove that it works at markets. And you do not have to sell these products for $15 to sell them. You don't even have to even sell them for $20. We literally have been to markets where there have been 2, 3, 4 other tumbler sellers that I know are selling Amazon tumblers for $15, $20. And here we are selling these tumblers for $30, $35. And we had no problem staying busy the whole time. And if there's anyone that's seen us at Pinners, you're more than welcome to speak up and be like, yeah, we've been there and we've seen MakerFlo's booth at Pinners, and that they were charging $30, or they were charging $35 or $25 a year and a half ago because the tariffs weren't that high. But yeah, for the 20 ounces, I would stick to $25 to $30, maybe even $35, depending on which market you belong to, what's your demographic and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I just wanted to read that question because it might have sounded like a joke, but there's so much behind kind of how we do our products that I wanted you to kind of just delve into that a little bit. So thank you for that. And then my friend Janelle was asking for an image of the basket that I did earlier, and I was honest. I'll go to my cam for this. I was honest, and I let her know that failed me, that basket. I had trouble with it, and it's funny because we jinxed ourselves. Like I made a video saying I wasn't going to mess it up, and then I did. So it was the kerf that needed adjustment. So Janelle, I just sent you the link to that cuddle product on there, so you can check it out, and you can go ahead and update that as you will. And then on top of that, we got another question from the Coleman twins saying, for sellers who are already carrying the 40 ounce, do you suggest positioning the 20 as an add-on, separate SKU, get the 40 for your desk, 20 for your kid, or how do you see this working best?
I think for positioning, it really depends a lot on the market you're in. So like for example, if you're at the schools, right? Believe it or not, the 40 ounces are not what they used to be. Now the 20 ounces are predominantly used as coffee cups. That's what they're really popular with, whether you're camping, hunting, whatever you are. But it just all kind of depends on your market. If we were to sell it, like if I were to go to a market and sell it, I would probably keep them separate. If anything, you can make a his and hers or hers and hers, or mommy, daughter, and you can bundle them for sure. But I would just sell them separately, and I would kind of separate it. Like if you're doing laser engraving, I would just separate it by design. So I would, like for the 20 ounces, I would definitely make it like all about hunting, coffee, like on the go. On the 40 ounce, it would be more homely. If you're homely, and I would put like
Homely?
more homely. Like, is that a word?
No, well, not the way you want it to be.
You get it. It's like
homely is the way you look. The way you look.
I don't know, but it would just depend on what market you're going to. Homebody, yeah. If it just depends on the market you're in, but I would definitely, as an add-on, like if I was buying a 40 ounce, I would probably talk to somebody and be like, hey, you're buying the 40 ounce, that's great, you like tumblers, make sure you get the 20 ounce regular. It's really good for coffee, because you're not going to drink 40 ounces of coffee, and you probably don't want to have 40 ounces of coffee. That's a lot of coffee. So it just all depends.
Depends on who you are.
It just depends on markets. It depends on who you are. For someone like me, I drink like 6 cups of coffee a day. Yeah. So 40 ounce works for me, right? Yeah. But a 20 ounce is really, really good for the coffee. And like I said, it just all depends on, your market and who you're targeting. It's a whole conversation to be had for sure. But if anything, if you're not sure, position in multiple ways and see what works. A/B test it. Yeah.
I really liked what Frisky Squirrel Design said. They said that they're going to market the 20 ounce as their everyday tumbler, like your go-to when you don't want to tote the jug. And then Karen from Sinful Creations is wanting to know, how did the shoes feel, John?
The heels?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
There's a reason he's in chunklets.
I literally switched from heels to flats. Yeah. So our product was actually, you wear your heels, and in like 2-3 hours, especially if you're going out to the nightclub, you're wearing 3, 4, 5, 6 inch heels. And it's obviously to tone your legs, to be taller, to look sexier, whatever. But the one thing we found out was
cracking Karen up right
now. I twisted my ankle like twice. It was just not, I just didn't,
Both of them,
it was
one?
Huh?
Both of them or just one?
No, both of them. Actually, once I went both ways, like sideways, and I just didn't get it, especially when I was in the 6 inch heels. But that's not what we're see now. Sam's gonna create a short about me wearing heels. This is fantastic.
It's not me. It's Descript.
It's whatever. Yeah, I know you're specifically gonna create it for right here. But yeah, we go through the painstaking. We go through all these things to make sure like the products work for you guys. So that was the plan, the idea for that story. Yeah.
So Tim brings up a good point. He says that he's done sets with a matching design on a 20, 40, and a wind spinner. So it's really just having more products that you can kind of just mix and match together, right?
Yeah. And the cool thing is if you have a laser engraver, I think one thing that I love about, these kind of markets is I would really, if I were you, to get the most juice out of the products, to charge those prices, you can do one of two things. You can have designs that you basically pre-engrave, and you have a spot to add the name at the shows, or you basically have your inventory as blanks and give the customer the power, right? Tell them like, hey, you get to pick everything, and you make sure that your engraving at the show and the markets are not like 10 minutes. Make sure it's something short, because you don't want to be standing there and have a line that's 4 hours long and you only sell like, 4 tumblers, because that's not going to give you, like a return. So make sure your engravings and your process is not more than like 3 to 4 minutes per person. That's what I would recommend. That way you can move like 20 tumblers an hour. And if you're making, let's say, $20 a tumbler, now you're making $400 an hour. Now we're talking. So make sure when you do these, when you do these markets, that you're calculating all these things, because it's very important, because you can get carried away at markets, especially if you're a talker like me. So what else you got for me, Sam?
So Instagram has lost the narrative here. They're laughing at your 6-inch heel story. Karen said, well, oh my God, 6-inch, that's brave. That's how committed you are to your products. I love it.
Yeah.
And then Tim's asking if you've ever sold lingerie.
If I've ever sold lingerie? No, I never thought about it. But after watching Family Guy, I don't think I want to. So I don't know if I want to see that. So, but back to MakerTwist. Oh God,
he's gonna ask you in person.
Descript is gonna make a short of me wearing heels and lingerie. So fantastic. This is awesome. But I know we've been talking about markets for a while, but we are here, and I do want to say that we've launched the 20-ounce tumblers finally. This is what they look like, and we have not only launched it with our colors that we offer regularly, but we've launched it with 3 new colors. One being the baby blue, one being the navy, which was very much requested, and the last one being the maroon. So if you guys like football, if you guys like basketball, if you like college sports, we got these 3 colors just for you guys. And then if you just like the colors, you like the colors. But I know navy is a very popular color, whether it's Navy Army things, whether it's college things. And yeah, and so since you guys are on the live, I can also tell you that there are very soon, we're going to be having the other style of tumblers that we offer that are also going to have these colors. So it's not only going to be the 20-ounce, if you're wondering, we're going to be also offering it in the other sizes. So that should be happening very, very soon. But as of today, we've just launched the 20 ounces, 13 colors total, with 3 of them being brand new, with the handles, with the tumblers. And not only that, you can get the sample pack. The sample pack will come with 1 of each tumbler color, 1 of each handle color of the 20-ounce regular of this new tumbler that we launched. It's going to be 20% off. And the cool thing is, we have a sample pack landing page, and you can see all the sample packs we offer. So whether you want to grab the 20-ounce or if you want to grab our laserette, which has been a raging success, you're more than welcome to add those, and make sure you go to cart and make sure you order that. Now, I know that it's 3:31 right now, and I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna probably be hated for, and I'm gonna challenge Sam here to add this. So
don't do it.
So I'm gonna do this, and it's a last minute push. All right, it's a last minute push. There's a coupon out there right now. Okay, it's $50 off of $250. It expires in like 3 hours. Okay. So if you're getting the sample kits and you want to save some money, there's a coupon. It is, I don't know if you want to put this in here. It's APA. No, it's 50. No, it's 50 off. 50 off APA 26. Okay, that's the coupon code. If you use that coupon code, you get $50 off of $250 in your cart. So if you're going to go buy the sample set, if you need any other sample sets, if you were looking to buy that, F170 printer that Sam went live for at MakerCraft, I always mess up the name, at the
LaserCraft Fest.
LaserCraft Fest.
Stop putting maker and everything.
I know. Yeah, it's next level's fault.
Your fault.
Yeah, well, so this coupon right here will give you that discount. So to give you an idea, it's 20% off additionally. So if you're buying by the cases, you get another $50 off. So make sure you use that. That coupon expires like in a few hours. So a little cherry on top if you're planning to go place an order. So make sure you use that coupon. Again, it expires in a few hours. You can really get a really good discount if you go and get a few sample sets or cases or what have you and whatever you need. So make sure you do that. Another quick update. We've made a small change to the website on the product pages, especially for laser engraved products for now. We're testing this. We actually have live inventory on. So if you're a business and you're looking to find out if we have X amount of inventory, we don't. you can now go to Laser Blanks and you'll see the live inventory on those pages, so you have an idea on how much inventory we have. Yes, Sam.
Someone is over here counting down the days. They said there's 21 MakerFlo lives until next level.
Oh, that's actually a lot. Wow. Yeah. And
that feels like a lot, but it's not, just so you know.
No,
it won't be.
That's good calculations. I appreciate that. I didn't know that. So that's a good number to know. We're super excited about next level. We're going to have the the MakerFlo Success Lounge again. That was kind of a success last time.
I took your camera away. You don't know this, but I was plotting about the Success Lounge earlier. So I'll tell you later.
Well, that's exciting. Well, we're excited about the Success Lounge, and if you don't know about the oh my God, Next Level Maker Conference,
Next Level Laser Maker Con.
Oh man, right? Next Level Maker, I think it's NLMC, Next Level Maker Conference.
Either way, we'll be there.
We'll be there, but Mark and I are actually teaching 2 classes. So we finally had the honor of getgetting invited to.
I'm teaching 3.
To teach. You are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. Oh, I see you put yourself in there. But Mark and Will decided that they'll let us be up there, and we're teaching a couple of classes. So if you're planning to grow your business, make sure you check out Next Level. We have a link on our website under trade shows for the Next Level. Make sure you go check them out. If you're planning to grow your business this year, I know there's a lot of classes offered. Mark and I are going to be talking about 2 big key things that we have been seeing. So one thing is going to be figuring out your shop rate, which means what's your hourly shop rate, so you can actually price products correctly, whether you're selling 1 item or whether you're selling hundreds of items, right? And that's really important on how to do that, because this is how Mark and I got accounts where we were selling 5,000 tumblers a day, is really understanding our shop rate. So we're going to be teaching a class on that. And during the class, we'll actually figure out what your shop rate is. So when you leave the class, you're going to leave with a lot of value. The second class we're teaching is how to do marketing without spending a lot of money, and what you can do today to make sure that you go out there and you can see an incremental increase in your revenue based on some of the marketing techniques that Mark and I have used and applied to our own businesses, and how you can grow that without spending tens and tens of thousands of dollars. So we're going to be teaching that separate of all the other classes. So make sure that you come to Next Level. It's going to be an awesome time. Yeah, Sam.
So I'm going to throw this out there. I've got a couple people on here saying that they'll be there. So Joe's going to be there. Tamala's going to be there. And Betsy said that she got her ticket, which is great, because Betsy might be involved in these secret plans that nobody else knows that I have.
Oh, so, fantastic. Yeah. Secret plans. Awesome, Betsy. Glad I'm out of the secret.
She doesn't know either.
Oh, she doesn't know either. So I don't know what Sam is plotting. But yeah, we're super excited about Next Level. I think by Next Level, based on what Mark and I are plotting, we should have like a few more product lines. So there's gonna be a lot more new products coming in, and we're super excited about that. Mark and I are expanding. I'll tell you right now, we're expanding the Laserette line, because if you have not used our Laserette, I would highly recommend to use that coupon and get some of the sample packs for our Laserette. They have been, I think for the most part, I've not really heard anything negative about them, except that the price is higher, which I'm totally fine with, because if you look at the quality of our Laserette, the packaging and everything we've done to it, it's an absolutely, I feel I'm very proud of that product line. So if you have not tried the Laserette, I highly recommend going and getting a sample pack. And if you're like, wow, the sample packs are expensive, go get the Motel keychains. I think that's the most affordable sample pack we have for the Laserette for you to try. And if you don't even want that, we have a SWAT set, and you can get the SWAT set. I think it's like $11, and you can at least check out what the Laserette, what the Laserette's all about. Yes, Sam.
Okay, so you've got some good questions coming in. One, you have a question where they said that they are looking for the black powder coated with gold in 20 ounce, which was to be released today, is what they're saying. And then someone else said, can you clarify what comes in the Laserette sample pack? Which I think is a great question.
Okay. The black, the electroplated, or the rainbow black and all that, the powder coated, that's gonna be releasing, I believe, in 2 weeks. And there's a reason for it. Actually, logistically, it's very complicated to have so many SKUs and everything launch. So when the products all come in, to get them all organized, get them all ready, SKU them up, ready for scanning. It just takes us a little bit time, and the amount of new products that have come in has been incredible. So we're going to launch it kind of step by step, because it doesn't make sense for us to launch it and we're not ready to fulfill it. It's going to be a royal mess. And so we're going to slowly launch it out. That way we can make sure that we're successful when we launch it and we sell it, that we can get them to you. As far as the laserette sample packs go, we sell the laserette sample packs by the product. So what that means is, if the product is a journal, the sample pack includes every color for the journal, and it's a journal sample pack. If you go to the motel keychain, it's a motel keychain with all the colors of the motel keychains in a sample pack. For any reason, if we're sold out of one color for a sample pack, unfortunately for now, that sample pack is sold out. But you can go to build a bundle and just get the other colors. I know it won't be 20% off, but you can at least get started. Or honestly, I would just get like the motel keychain, or one of my favorite products is the magnetic bottle opener. I think that product is awesome. And if you're not selling it right now, I would highly recommend getting those. They're wicked heavy. The finish on them is amazing. They engrave beautifully, and they're actually functional because those coasters are souvenir. They're magnetized to your fridge. You get a bottle, pop it open, put it back on, and you're good to go. So I think it's a phenomenal product. Yeah.
So you have a lot of people on here commenting how much they love the laserette line and that they're really happy with the product. It's awesome, the packaging, everything. And then you've also got people on here asking, it looks like the swatch set is sold out. So I think just like John was saying, if you're seeing something like that where the swatch is sold out and you wanted to use that for testing, the motel keychains might be like your next best bet, because they're the next inexpensive thing, right?
Yeah, I would definitely try the motel keychain. I know we have those in stock. That is the next most affordable thing, and that'll get you the laserette line with every color. And you can kind of test it out and play with it. So I didn't know the swatch set was sold out. So
I didn't either. I looked at it before I repeated it back to make sure.
Oh, it was in stock?
But it looks like it's sold out. And
okay.
it says it's due back in stock May. So that's one nice thing about when there are sold out items on the website. So if you're ever like, you see something, you're like, man, it's sold out. Like, when does it come back? Usually we're going to have a date listed. And that date is an estimate, so it could change. But more than anything, you can also click notify me, and you can opt in for alerts. That way, as soon as the item does come back in inventory, you're going to get a notification about it.
Yeah. So let me speak a little bit to that too, because I know that there've been a few questions on things that have been sold out. So, the last, I'm not going to get political, but the last, year has been difficult, with tariffs, with, obviously what's going on in the world today. And so it's been difficult from every standpoint, from price increases, raw material increases, when do we raise prices? And it's been very difficult. And this is something, we don't learn in school. Nobody really teaches us. So we're learning as we go. And I think there's this assumption, within our own team and within our customers that, MakerFlo knows what they're doing. And from a very vulnerable place, I'll tell you that we don't know what we're doing. We are, for the most part, swinging from our hip because, we haven't been taught this. We don't know what happens, when a tariff increase of 100% and 100%, and then there's a war.
We're in unprecedented times.
And we're in a bit of unprecedented times. So essentially, the reason we're sold out of a lot of products, because there's a lot of people that are irritated, and a lot of people will message us and be like, we rely on our products and your product line. How are we supposed to make money off of your products if you're sold out? And it's an absolute valid reason, right? Mm-hmm. And really what what it comes down to is, middle of the year, you have to understand that a business like ours, we have to make decisions 6 months in advance. So middle of the year with the tariffs going, so high, we just weren't sure, if we wanted to load up on inventory, because if the inventory was so expensive, you as customer will most likely not buy it, right? So we kind of held back a little bit on loading up on inventory. Well, obviously that kind of bit us, because now we're trying to catch up, and it's just that lag. And but the problem now is, right when we were ready to buy a lot of inventory, now with oil prices kind of going up, everything, we're now getting raw material increase on prices. Now we're getting, hey, it's harder to find raw material, make raw material, and there are other issues that are coming up. So just bear with us. We're doing the best we can to add the dates on the website. If something is not there, just reach out to CS, and they'll make sure to add the date if there are any issues. And we are doing the best we can to get the products to you ASAP. I think we've had a couple of product launches that have gone too well, mm-hmm. meaning that, like, for example, the jewelry.
When we broke the internet.
Yeah, I mean, the jewelry, like, we you know, jewelry was not our business. And we introduced this new jewelry. Mark and I worked incessantly for months on this jewelry, right? And unfortunately, like 80% of the jewelry sold out. It's absolutely bonkers. We don't understand, right?
Can I tell you why?
Why?
Because it's really cool.
and it's awesome, right? It's awesome, but it does, like, you have no idea the feeling that we have internally on how bad we feel when this happens, because it's been sold out for way too long, right? And it does not help you, and it doesn't help us in the long run either. So we're trying to catch up. I just want to, you know, be vulnerable and let you guys know, like, we don't have the answers. We're trying our best, and we'll do our best, you know, to get you the answers so you're better prepared. And that's what we're working on, you know, as of today, on how we can better prepare you guys. So, but always ask questions, always reach out, and always make sure that, you know, you're keeping us on our toes, because, you know, Mark and I love it, and we love serving you guys. So it's super important to us. But let me know if you have any questions before we fall too far behind.
No questions yet. They're actually all very attentively listening. That you got a lot of emojis coming your way. I think people understand the struggle. I mean, it's one of those things where if you kind of think about it and you like look around, like you can see that this isn't only affecting, you know, one company. It's affecting everyone.
Yeah.
So they appreciate the honesty for this. And I mean, it's true, right? Like I know that it might be frustrating, but these are things that you're going to see anywhere you go, right? So I think the point is pivoting, right? So something I learned early on is you have to be able to change with the times, right?
Yeah.
So if something's changing and you're not willing to change or adapt with it, you're going to get left behind. So sometimes it doesn't work out the way you want it to, but luckily there's so many awesome products to choose from. You just got to pivot a little bit to something else that might be in better stock.
Yeah. And that's exactly right. And I think Sam can really speak to that, because she has her own business as well, and she does markets as well. So that's one thing that I love about MakerFlo is there's, you know, MakerFlo team members, a lot of them have side hustles in the same industry. So I think she can definitely speak to that. And I feel bad because Sam does do jewelry. And
oh, I stocked up. And you saw my order.
Yeah. And you know, and so like we're supporting not only customers out there, but our team members as well. So I feel super bad about it. But the idea is not to only come up with these great products. We've had back-to-back successes with product launches, you know, like the jewelry, like the laserette. I think laserette on every product we've launched has been phenomenal. And now with tumblers, you know, we're trying to be different. We're trying to be innovative. And one thing I do want to come back to that I wanted to mention is if you're wondering if these tumblers work or not, I think I've talked about this before, but I do want to let you guys know that, you know, MakerFlo tumblers have, you know, MakerFlo tumblers do have licensed logos that are put on here and sold in university bookstores all around the country. We've also had tumblers that are currently being purchased by big theme parks, and and so the tumblers are going to these big places. So if you're wondering if they're going to sell or not, you don't
Yes,
really you don't. I'll tell you right now, if you show the features, if you show the tumbler for what it is, it's one that will sell because it is out there, and you will start in 2026 and later in 2026 be seeing more of these tumblers around the country. So it's a great time right now to make sure that, you know, you're going and getting those sample packs and checking the tumblers out and getting into the MakerTwist system, because Mark and I are also going to be, you know, spending a significant time showcasing the MakerTwist for the rest of the year. So we're really hoping to create a wave effect where people are looking for the MakerTwist tumblers. So make sure you grab a sample pack, maybe make sure you grab a variety of them, play with them, test with them, get used to them, and start offering them as a product. Yeah, Sam.
So we did have someone ask on here, and they actually asked in Spanish about the engraving settings for the 20-ounce tumblers. I'm assuming that we don't have them on MakerFlo Pro just yet, but they should be very similar to the 30s and the 40s. Like me, for instance, I didn't see the F2 Ultra on there, but I saw, I think it's the D1 or the M1 that's about the same wattage as the F2 Ultra. So I actually used those settings, tweaked them a little bit, and was able to get something that was passable.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out. You'll want to look at the other powder-coated settings on MakerFlo Pro, and then we'll get the 20-ounce listing up soon.
Yeah. Yeah, all our powder coating in the factory is done on the same line. So the thickness of it, the color, they're all the same. So if you have the powder coated settings down for the 40 ounce, you have them for all the powder coated tumblers in our line. So it shouldn't be a problem. You can use the 40 ounce settings on the 20 ounce, and it should pretty much match. So it shouldn't be a problem if you have the settings. Yeah.
And then we had our friend from Out of Jersey Creation saying that they've engraved many tumblers and ours are the best.
Awesome.
And then the Coleman twins had a nice statement that they wanted to make. They said, yes, we're licensed for Jackson State University, Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, and Junior League International. Just so you know, I thought it said Justice League for a second. Like, now you're just making things up. But that's really awesome.
Well, awesome. I hope you have a lot of success with these, with the licensed products. I know that, you know, the universities and some of these other multi-billion-dollar companies are loving the tumblers and they're loving the color combinations. And, you know, with these products, the way I see it is it's all about how you showcase them. So if you just tell them you have a tumbler, it's going to sell like any other tumbler. They're going to assume that it's an Amazon tumbler that you bought for $3 and you're reselling it. They're going to expect it for $9. But when you go and really talk about the tumbler for what it is, that it's patent pending, that it could do this, it could do that, you can offer so many colors, it really allows you to make the margin on the tumblers. And it's something that people want because it's different and you're not competing in a saturated market. Yes, Sam.
So I forgot to highlight this comment a little earlier, but our friend Joe said that when you guys were talking about like how you digitally like kind of show everybody the products, he said at his pop-ups, he brings a screen and lets them kind of scroll through. So I'm wondering if you're doing that with the sell sheets or, you know, kind of what you would recommend doing that with. But I think doing that with the sell sheets would be pretty genius.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually really good options. I know that, I don't know where, oh, look, we have it here. I don't know if you guys, there's a movie out there. I don't know if I can pull this out, but this setup, we'd actually jerry-rigged this setup. And I think this whole setup was literally like $200. And this is actually
we Jesse rigged that setup.
We Jesse rigged it.
Yeah.
And so this setup is literally an HDMI monitor. And we just bought like a stand on wheels from Amazon. And we just put this up. And that's what it looks like from the back. And you just hook up like a small computer to it or a laptop. And you literally have a screen at an event.
Mm-hmm.
And this really works great even in your shop because you could just like kind of walk with it wherever you want. And this one doesn't have it, but it comes with a shelf. So you can actually put a laptop or like a computer on here. And now you have like a mobile device. So if you're doing markets, I would highly recommend taking this for marketing. If you want to sell sponsorships, you can sell sponsorships and you can do a lot of things. So it's only like a $200-something investment that will pay off very easily. So we have this in the shop. Sometimes when we make videos or record videos, we'll just put like a script on here and it's like a teleprompter for us. So it's very minimal investment. Yeah.
Joe says I was correct. He said, yes, he uses the sell sheets and he allows them to pick their designs to engrave too.
Awesome.
So it's like an engraving bar.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's awesome. And that's definitely like something new. And guys, keep in mind that if you're doing markets, you want to be interactive.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of old school to now, you know, just go and have product there. You could definitely do that. But if you want that premium, you know, people really want to be in control. So offer them that control. When they go there, make sure they can get the option to pick the different colors. If they go there, you know, make sure that they feel like, wow, like I made this product. And it really goes a long way. So when we're at the Pinners Conference, that's what we did. You picked the tumbler you wanted, you picked the design you wanted, and you made the tumbler. And we literally made the tumblers with them. And so the customer was always in control and they felt like they made it. We took a photo with them. If you've never done this before, by the way, make sure you offer a package with Polaroid pictures. We took Polaroid pictures of folks when they got done making the tumbler, and we gave the Polaroid picture to them. It totally made their entire experience an experience instead of buying a tumbler. And so all these things, you know, we've like I said, Mark and I have done a lot in terms of marketing, and these things really worked out really well for us. So yeah, I know that we're at the top of our hour. So I just wanted to, I really appreciate everyone that's made it this long for an hour and a half. I really appreciate it. We're really excited about the 20-ounce tumbler. We're really excited about, you know, the 3 new colors that we've introduced and we'll be introducing in the other sizes as well. I think this is going to work really, really well for you guys because there's really no 20-ounce tumbler out there, especially this shape, with a handle that you can remove, that you can full wrap and put the handle back, without any issues. So if you're always concerned about a saturated market, I would highly recommend, grabbing that coupon code. I don't know, Sam, if you want to put that back up. It's 50 off APA 26. And if you want to grab that coupon code, take a screenshot, copy it. It's $50 off 250. Make sure you go to that sample set landing page. Make sure you grab some sample sets, whether it's the tumblers, whether it's the laserette, whatever it is, and whatever other things you might need as an order. Make sure you add it to cart, and make sure you check out. The coupon will expire in a few hours, so make sure you do that ASAP.
I love how you thought that was going to be throwing me through a loop, adding that code.
Yeah, I saw you saved it.
This is not my first rodeo.
Yeah. I tried. Awesome. Well, before we sign off, I'm wondering if there are any other questions, any other concerns, any complaints. I would love to hear them. I would love to address them on the live, if possible. And don't worry, like, it's totally cool. I can handle it.
Well, I think while they're thinking of questions, I would like us to mention one more thing. The podcast that's been going on. I don't think we've really talked about that too much lately. I don't know if you want to tell them, because all of the episodes are out now with Coach Tom, so they can actually view all of the series. And then on top of that, we have a whole nother episode that's getting ready to launch soon. And on top of that, we're about to film another one. So I don't know if you want to talk about that, what that is, what that's meant to you guys.
Yeah. So Mark and I started doing a podcast. It's called John and Marc Making with Purpose. You can YouTube it. If you YouTube that, you'll go to our page and you'll see all the episodes. And so far, everyone that we have interviewed with has been part of our team. So Dr. K, which is our mental health coach, Coach Tom, which has been Mark and I's business coach. He's actually helped us, have multi 7 and multi 8-figure businesses, multiple businesses. So we interviewed him and kind of went over a lot of the business philosophies that Mark and I follow to grow our businesses. So he's on there on the podcast. And then the next one we have is about social media, which I'm super excited about. And the one we're filming tomorrow, that's going to release in a month, is all about AI. And I know a lot of people have their opinions on AI, and I think this episode is going to be awesome because Mark and I are really going to come in. We came back from a conference that was all about AI, and what I'm going to tell you is, it's the podcast is going to be interesting. So I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to come in and say that AI. So if you're confused about it, I would 100%, make sure that you go and subscribe and you follow us on YouTube. We also have an Instagram. It's called John and Marc, and we're always posting behind the scenes business advice. You can reach out to us, DM us, reach us directly. So just search John and Marc MakerFlo on any platforms, Instagram and YouTube, and you should be able to find us. And we've been doing these podcasts. It's been a lot of fun, and we're basically telling you as it is. So we've done a lot of business in the maker market, everywhere from MakerFlo to actually doing customization. And like I said, we started in the garage, which, I think a lot of makers are in that space. And we got out of a garage and we now have multiple warehouses. We've done a lot of this business on different marketplaces, and we've been successful. So make sure you follow us on the podcast. We kind of, give the advice out, and we're more than happy to talk to you as well if you DM us. So super excited. Yeah,
if my friend Karen from Sinful Creations is on here still, she will attest to that. I know that she is in your guys' DMs quite often. She's amazing.
Yes.
Someone else was saying that they do have a complaint.
Yes.
It was Joe.
Shoot.
He said he's going to call you, John.
Cool.
And then after that, he said, not really, no complaint. And then we also had someone ask, can you quickly show the orange cup for them?
Yeah. So this is the orange cup. So it might be...
You get lost in your shirt.
Oh, yeah. let me actually go over here.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
I think it's a little bit lighter.
A little bit.
It's a little bit lighter on the screen. It's a little bit more orangey in real life. So I think this is like a, it's I think it's a little light orange on your screen, but it's a little more orange in person.
That's crazy to me, like the difference between the two cameras.
It's kind of wild. Yeah, you could try on this one.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of similar.
No, see, that's the color. That's
It's a little more orangey
Yeah,
than that.
that's it. It's like an orange.
Yeah. It's like a true orange, but it's not that orange. So it's probably just the lighting.
Laser Focus Promotions is saying, I feel like I should be charged a franchise fee for all these MakerFlo products and resources.
I would love to charge that. How much would you like to pay?
I'm gonna say that this has got to be one of our friends because this is the same person who knew that there were 21 lives until the next.
Yeah,
next level.
someone knows more than they should, right? Yeah. No, I really appreciate it, and Mark and I love providing these resources because I think it's it's helpful, and there's no reason to gatekeep them. So we do have a lot of resources. So make sure you go to MakerFlo Pro on our website. There's literally a section we just kind of give the resources away, and there's a lot of them. So if you're not using that already, make sure you go and check it out. We try to make tutorials for how to edit things in Canva and things like that. So you don't have to go and find it yourself. So it's all on there. So make sure you go and check that out on MakerFlo Pro.
So they're also asking for the link for your guys' Instagram. I put the YouTube one in there already, but I'm grabbing the Instagram link right now. It should just be at John and Marc.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and search that, or here is the link as well.
Yep. So make sure you follow us there. We do a lot of like behind the scene things and things that when we launch them on the lives, we even show more behind the scenes on Instagram, like way ahead of time. Yeah.
So I have to compel you guys, please, if you're not following John and Marc already, they're so close to being able to go live. So if they just get, I think like 200 and something more followers, I want to say it's at 1,000. So you guys, you definitely got to start following them. And then we had a few people coming in here saying they want to see oranges engraved on that orange one. You caught us at the end. It's not going to happen right now, but maybe in the future. And then the orange state, Florida, is what they're saying. So I think they like that color.
Yeah, grab them all. They're available. The 20. Oh, I think that's the biggest thing we missed. I know the sample packs are available, but the tumblers themselves are also available. So if you did want to buy a case of orange for Florida, you're more than welcome to. And keep in mind that if you grab the orange one from Florida, I believe the other color is white. So make sure you grab the white handles too. So you don't have to sell just the orange and the orange. You can sell the orange with the white or orange with the white. So you can mix and match these. Don't forget that feature. That's a very important feature. And a lot of bookstores and a lot of other places are really taking advantage of that feature to have that mix and match option. So don't forget that. And that's one of the biggest things with high schools, colleges, whatever you might be doing, even logos for corporations and stuff, is that you can mix and match these colors. So makes it a lot more presentable and a lot more unique. So I think one of the coolest stories I have about this is there was a customer of ours that had a client, and they had done tumblers for them before, and they were just like, hey, I don't want to do tumblers again. And they showed them the MakerTwist system with the skinnies, and they were blown away. And I think they ended up buying like 144 or 180 something of the MakerTwist skinnies because of the MakerTwist tumbler. So even if you've had a client that has bought tumblers, show them this, because this is different and it might just blow them away. So it is something very unique and unique to us, and it's something unique in the market. So yeah.
Awesome. I think we've answered all the questions here. Everyone seems pretty excited about these new tumblers. Yeah, I think you crushed it, John.
Well, awesome. I really appreciate everyone coming out and staying this long. If you stayed through the whole live, we're really excited about not only 20 ounce, but there's going to be 3 more product launches in the next 2 weeks. So we're super excited to launch those as well. If you're following us on Instagram, we'll probably be showcasing them here or there within the next 2 weeks. So make sure you're following us. And there's a lot of new stuff coming out. And Mark and I are working on a lot more new products. So we're really excited about 2026. Really appreciate it again, guys. And we'll see you next time.